Hey, man.
How are you doing today?
I'm awesome. How are ya?
Not too bad.
You must be Vinny.
Yep, for Vinny.
Welcome aboard, Vinny.
Just got off work.
Oh, nice, man. Welcome to the end of your shift, man.
Well, thank you.
You can use a cup holder if you wish.
For sure.
Vinny, my name is Binyam.
Okay. How do you pronounce that?
Binyam.
Binyam?
Binyam, you got it. How was the shift, Vinny?
Kind of hectic at the beginning.
Hectic at the beginning.
We got a weekly delivery.
Yeah.
And a daily delivery all at the same time with about like 7 or 8 customers and like 3 skip orders.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All at once.
And the weekly delivery, like where we have to do the smokes and like the driver check-in and everything.
Yeah.
There was something messed up with the electronic portion of it.
Okay.
Compared to the written portion, so we had to count every single cigarette, every single box in total that we were getting for the driver check-in, which it all matched. But half of the stuff wasn't scanning, so it was kind of brutal. So I wrote a note saying that I don't know what went wrong on their side, our side.
Yeah.
But we got a whole lot of stuff.
Oh, man.
My associate had to take the daily delivery.
I see.
Usually I would do both,
But it was that kind that you just could.
just everything happened at once.
You know what it makes me think of, Vinny?
Yeah.
This might be a little too deep for this early in the morning or late in the day for you. By the way, it's an amazing sunrise this morning, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I think it's fantastic. No, it made me think about how, like, with my friendships, one of the things I explained to them at the outset is this is going to be really uncomfortable in that when you most need someone, like a friend to call, and you're thinking about calling me, it's going to be the most inconvenient time. I can tell you right now that I'll have everything else going on. I'll have like no spare time. I'll have like everything happening.
Yeah.
But the strength of the friendship for me almost depends on when you call me in those times, and I have to make those sacrifices, if you will.
Yeah.
Because I don't think friendship is supposed to be, you know,
Like a one-way street.
a one-way street. Exactly. Like easy, just whenever I feel like it, kind of thing, right? And so you're just making me think about that because it's been on my mind for some time here, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, what a funny illustration that you had, which is totally unrelated, but I'm like, it totally gets me in that zone of this is what it looks like for me, you know.
Well, I'm just glad for my associate. He was actually doing it pretty well. So usually when he gets a night shift on his own, it's Saturdays.
Yeah.
Where they cut all the security's hours. So we don't have a daily delivery on that night. So usually on the prior night or the day after, we get a pretty big daily delivery.
What's something, you know, in your line of work that most people maybe don't know or have access to, but you've experienced?
Yeah.
What would you say that is?
Like strengths for who?
What would you say is something that you know in your line of work that most people who never are in your work situation don't know? I'm intrigued because it's like a convenience store, 24 hours, right?
Yeah. One of the main things that we try to do for every customer is just upsell. So, like, if somebody's buying smokes, ask if they need a lighter or like 2 packs for a discount. If they are just getting like a personal piece, would you like a Slurpee with that? We're always trying to upsell, trying to get more on the quota per sale. So that's something that's definitely that I didn't realize beforehand. And it's something that I learned on the job was I didn't realize receipts weren't printed; they were actually
preference of nighttime to daytime?
I've worked both. I'd almost rather have daytime.
Yeah.
I would say it's more relatable to like your coworkers and stuff like that because you feel like you're out of the loop during the night shift.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
usually it's just me for about 6 hours,
Yeah.
and then I get my assistant manager in the last hour, and I usually have a sales associate for the first hour. So
Gotcha.
it gets boring, I think that's for sure sometimes.
Yeah.
But I don't mind it. I can just turn on my cell phone, play some music, and
Nice.
go at my own pace, you know.
So you have that option.
Yeah.
That's cool. If I didn't have that option, I'd find it a lot more unbearable, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah.
Well, we're technically not supposed to have cell phones at work, but night shift is,
A little flexible.
yeah, pardon my French, but not give a shit attitude.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a non-professional way. It's
Sure.
just people you meet during the night.
Yeah.
It's a lot less uptight, you know.
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense.
Yeah.
For many years, did work that I call like no-brainer work,
Yeah.
which for me was more like repetitive, and I like that kind of work because I could go on autopilot, still earn my income while I could throw in my earbuds and listen to audiobooks or podcasts, which I like feeding my mind, right? And I like thinking about things. So like I could still do the job, but I could still do my own thing, and I like that kind of dynamic.
Yeah.
It worked well for me.
I definitely have a lot of informational YouTube channels that I watch.
Yeah.
I'm a big gardener.
No way.
Yeah.
I would not have guessed. That's pretty amazing.
I've been doing it probably for 6-7 years now.
Okay.
Eventually I want to buy a plot of land and start actually farming on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
I want to try out aquaponics, which I've done small scale when I was living with my grandma
Yeah.
and grandparents.
Yeah.
I just had like a tote box where I filled up with water. I said I want $20 of goldfish, which to my knowledge I didn't realize they're like 3 to 5 cents at the time. So they were like counting out like hundreds of them. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness, I didn't need that many.
That's
I thought
fun.
there were a bit more.
Yeah.
And so I just got my goldfish food, stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of them got like a fungus and they died out, but there were like 6 or 7 that grew to about like a foot long or so.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And they were just living in this tote, and I had my bed of plants, so it would siphon out the water. I never needed a filter for my fish
Yeah.
because the roots of the plants would constantly clean out the water, and the nitrogen from the waste would
Okay.
feed the plants. So it's
So
a lot better for leafy greens than flowering plants.
okay.
I found it was a very good natural cycle in a way.
Yeah.
So I want to start doing that on a large scale at some point in my life.
That's really cool. I'm guessing you're part of some green thumb groups on Facebook and stuff.
Not particularly.
Not
I just
particularly.
YouTube a lot of that stuff.
Okay.
I have gotten the plants through Kijiji and Facebook though.
Okay.
One that I got. Do you know about like the horror movies called Wolfsbane?
No.
It's a monk's hood. Have you heard of that one?
No.
It's a slightly poisonous flower,
Okay.
but it's very beautiful. It grows like 5-6 feet,
Yeah.
and it has multiple different flowers on it,
Okay.
of which you can use and take off like the flower petals and put it around the base. And a lot of pests, they won't go for the plants that you're trying to protect, at least for about a week or so.
Crazy.
So that's part of the reason why I bought it. And they also look great.
Yeah.
I'm not a big flower guy, or like if it's not something you can eat, I don't tend to grow that.
You're not interested. I'm so fascinated. Here's the thing. I know I don't have a green thumb, but to meet someone, I had a friend back in Saskatchewan when I was living there. She literally would spend thousands of dollars in her garden.
Yeah.
Thousands. Like she cared about the quality of the soil. She cared about the kind of buds and sorry, not buds, but like roots and things that she was acquiring, and what kind of
Yeah.
pedigree they had. And she was like really into it. Like it was amazing to watch.
Did she ever talk about something called compost tea?
Maybe, and I don't remember. Tell me about it.
Like the way that I would do it is I would just take soil, which I try to like add rock dust, which it has trace minerals from like 87 different elements, probably more depending on the brand you get.
Mm-hmm.
I had like certain, like 4 or 5 different soils into one. Like you know, like the old granny socks.
Yes.
That are really porous.
Yes.
So I'll just take one of my old grandma socks that she would never use.
Yeah.
Just take like a 5 gallon bucket of water, fill it up,
Yeah.
have an aerator in the bottom blowing bubbles,
Okay.
and put in that soil with the rock dust and everything. Let it sit, and I would usually try to put a little bit of Coca-Cola for phosphorus,
Okay.
because the phosphoric acid breaks down to phosphorus over time. And I use like oat wheats
Yeah.
to increase fungal growth,
Yeah.
which also helps out roots and everything.
Yeah.
And if I had old mushrooms, I would blend them up with a little bit of water, drop that in as well, and I would create some of the best compost tea ever. And when you know it's ready is when it's almost foaming at the top.
Okay.
And I would try to put it near like one of the air vents where the heat's coming from,
Yeah.
so it percolates faster. And like I had a high yielding spinach. It was actually a GMO brand, one of the first years that I was growing.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize this high yielding plant would yield me a single leaf that was